And that's what we do. That's my favorite thing. I love saying bring the boom. Okay, so what is this? Chat filter? No, what is this? Plus start a poll. What is the Q&A? Start a Q&A. Start a Q&A. Pin to live stream. No, I don't want to pin to live stream. Share. I want to share. What is this button? Oh, start a highlight. Oh, Marissa's on this one now. At least 1 minute is needed. Oh, ew. Retouch? No. Okay. This one I'm doing. I could see this one working out a little bit better, okay? So we're going to do this and we're going to see this. Hi, Marissa. Thank you for joining me on this live now. You didn't have to do such a thing. That was very sweet of you. Very nice. Hey, Theo. What's up, man? How are you? Welcome in, dude. I don't know if you saw, I sent you an email. Would love to get you on the channel at some point in time or vice versa. That'd be fun, right? Doing something fun? I don't know. Hey, Daryl. Glad you finally got your shit together and watched. I know. Me too. Look, I think it worked well in my favor. I'll be honest. I'm glad I did. I'm very fortunate that I got to actually sit down with some of the cast. I thought that was cool. I'm trying to do more of that too, which is fun. And I'm actually right now editing a video. Well, I'm editing the thumbnail. I already made the video. Good, thank you, bro. Oh, I'm so bad at checking my emails. I'd love to come on the channel. Hell yeah, Theo. Maybe I'll message you on Instagram. I know, I feel like a fucking dinosaur whenever I talk about email. I'm so used to it because my personal job, I live out of email all the time. I forget I'm in a more digital bubble here that it's different. People don't email as much. I always forget about that. I am just editing right now, sir. But Theo, by the way, I meant to say, I love your content, dude. You make good shit. You make very good videos. Very, very, very good videos. Very, very nice. Some of the greatest videos, some say. Thumbnail looks thick. I'd love to have you on mine as well, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If Maggie and Negan ever got together, that would blow up the internet. Don't even get me fucking started, dude. If that ever happened, I'd be very pissed. One of the most pissed. Sorry. Sorry, I am at work. I have this tick where I just do a really bad Trump impression. I don't know why, but it just happens. Gonna be one of the greatest things. It's not a good impression. One of the worst impressions, actually. This is terrible. It's not my best impression, but it's really fun to try to do. I'll tell you that much. Politics aside, he is a goof. He's funny. He's funny to impersonate. He says funny things like China, things like that. I don't know. Okay, I gotta stop talking about that. That's ridiculous. All right. Well. See, one of the not so glamorous parts, leave the impressions to The Walking Dead. It's so true. My top 3 The Walking Dead universe characters is, ooh, that's a good question. Negan, definitely. Rick. And then... Ooh, 3. Maybe... The Walking Dead, Morgan, is a favorite character of mine. Not Fear the Walking Dead, but The Walking Dead. I'm a big fan of him. I love Father G. I love Carl. Daryl says Shane, Dale, and Glenn. That's a... You know what? All respect. That's an interesting lineup. I got some mad respect. That's an interesting lineup. Not a bad lineup, just I've never heard Dale in the conversation for one of the favorites, so it's definitely an interesting concept. Who is better character over... No, Ed is crazy. Ed is crazy. Who is better character overall, Rick TV or comic TV? I like the story of the comics better. Personally, I'm a big fan of the story of the comics. But at the same time, I think it's just better to watch him on screen and his development, personally. Who's better character? Oh, I already saw that. Charlie, Moe, and Tracy. Anyone? No. 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 Like the Magic Conch. Dwight, Alpha, Shane. No offense, it's another interesting take. Not a bad one. Just that's a new one. I've never heard that kind of combo. I do love Dwight though. I'm not gonna lie. I love Dwight. I've always been a big Dwighty boy. Dwighty boy. I wish I could do some impressions, but I can't. Should I do a Q&A on here? How do I do this? Start a Q&A. What's your favorite season? I've never done this. I'm just experimenting. Here. So let's see. Done. So I could do this. I think that's pretty cool. Start Q&A. I just started a Q&A. I don't know how that works. Someone said, "Why is The Walking Dead so damn good?" It's because it's a drama set in an apocalypse, which is a fun place to set one. So that's a big part of it for sure. We bring the boom! Season 2, Season 3, Season 5, Season 1. See, I said Season 2 was pretty low on my tier ranking. Not that I think it's a bad season, but on my TikTok, I got a lot of crap for that. That being said, I understand it. I mean, I do like Season 2, but I did have it relatively low on my ranking. Whose story was better developed, Walter White or Saul Goodman? Saul Goodman. But I wouldn't have said that had I not seen Better Call Saul. So if I didn't, let's just like pretend the hypothetical is I didn't see Better Call Saul, I'd say 100,000,000% Walter White. We're Costco guys. Of course they get the chicken bake. We're Costco guys. Of course they get the double chunk chocolate cookie. Have you ever seen the Have you ever seen the Jingle Boom? We talk about that in my office a lot. Jingle Boom. It's so funny. It's honestly like I thought the Bring the Boom song was really good, but Jingle Boom is I think better. It's legendary. Cringe as it may be, it's kind of fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. We bring the boom! That's what we do. We bring the boom! You'd pay good money to hear those impressions live. We're Costco guys. Of course we get the double chunk chocolate cookie. We're Costco guys. Of course we get the chicken bake. You like the new Superman? I don't watch superhero movies. Just being honest with you. I've never seen Avengers. I've never seen, that may turn some of you guys off, and I'm sorry about that. Have I thought about releasing a meme coin? Bro, no. No. And I'll be honest with you, no, because the reason people create meme coins is to pull the rug under you. Plus, I could never, I mean, I work in an investment firm. I could never do a meme coin on top of what I do. That would probably not go over well because everything has to go through things like that. But yeah, no, if I were to make a meme coin, I probably wouldn't make it. Whoever would probably do a rug pull. I would never do that, ever. Fuck that. I'm not saying that would actually happen. I'm just saying, I feel like that's what happens with these things. I don't know. I can't do the eyes, but have you heard the Rizzler mixed with Kanye West beats? It goes way harder. No! Wait, no, I have to look that up. I gotta look that up. That's so funny. The Costco, what was I going to say? The Costco dad wrestled on AEW a few weeks ago. Yeah, I know. AJ Bufumo. You know, you could look him up on LinkedIn. He's just you could follow him on LinkedIn. One of my coworkers was telling me that he follows him on LinkedIn and sent him a message to maybe have a coffee, which is so funny, but he lives in Boca Raton or something like that. I just think that's so funny. We're Costco guys. Of course we get the chicken bake. Do you think The Walking Dead should have ended in season 8? No, I don't. I mean, I am a sucker for the original story, and even without Rick, I think you could still tell a portion of it, and I'm glad they did, despite it feeling empty without Rick. So no, technically not. Um, but yeah, I'm actually about to upload this video. I'm just finishing the thumbnail. Walking Dead should have ended without a certain character dying. If you're talking about in the comics and what happens at the end of the comics, I personally disagree with you heavily. But I understand. I do understand that. I just don't agree with it. I think it should have happened. I think it's the best way to end the story. Just a personal thing. The ending. Okay, stupid. The ending to the comics gets a double boom from me. A double boom. Talking about with the death. Oh, yeah. No, if it ended like that, I'd be pissed TT, man. I'd be pissed as fuck. Do you think we'll get a season 12? No. Honestly, no. I don't think we will. I maybe. Sorry, I spoke too soon. Maybe. I think it's very possible that we get some sort of reunion with all the characters. I just think it's more or less going to be a little different than we've seen. You think they should do a prequel with Rick Shane before the apocalypse? Me, I think it's an awful idea. No, I don't think it's an awful idea. It's just they're too old. They would have to either recast the characters or do some de-aging, which looks dumb, or you do it like Better Call Saul, where like they're clearly much older than they were in the OG show, but it doesn't matter because the story's so good. But even then, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You still like the idea of Nick and Madison being whispers instead? Absolutely. Am I looking forward to Squid Game Season 2? Yeah, it's right around the corner, man, and I will be covering it on the channel for sure. I'll definitely do some reviews of the show. I don't know. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't think it's possible that it'll be as good as Season 1, but you never know. Like, you really do. You never know. It could be great. Could be great. Did I watch Arcane? No. I wish we'd got Nick versus Madison villain story from the. I know, me too. What would be your thoughts if Negan and Maggie got together? I'd be pissed as fuck. I would make a very animated video on it. So you could, if that happens, you could definitely expect that to pop. I will be fucking flipping it if that happens. Are there any Walking Dead games you liked? I've never played any Walking Dead games. I was going to play that one Destiny's game, is that what it's called? The shit one? But that wasn't even the fart, man. That shit sucked. That shit was terrible. You'd think it is shit, bitch. You're not even the fart. That's my really horrible Ice Spice impression. For those of you who were curious, I doubt any of you were curious. Really bad impression. Not the greatest. Let's see. If it wasn't for the Hollywood strikes, we would be getting from season 4 in May 2025. That's true. Is this your full-time job? If not, how do you find time for YouTube? No, this is not my full-time job. I work in an investment firm in New York City. And quite frankly, I work 8 to 6 usually. So it's a long day that I'm in the office. And then I get home at like 7. And the way I do it is whenever I have the idea for a video, usually this is the way, this is how it goes. Whenever I have an idea for a video, like I have a list. I use Notion and I have like a whole list of ideas for videos that I want to make. But whenever I have one that's like really speaking to me that day, nothing's stopping me from going home and just making the video. So that's what I do. After my day, like it's on my mind, I'll go home and make a video. But I usually go to the gym at 6 in the morning. Like I'll go to the gym in the morning. I didn't today because I'm a fucking bum today. Actually, it's my day off. But like I'll go to the gym at 6. I'll work and then I'll come home and like whatever is like speaking to me, if it's a video, I'll make it. The hardest part of the schedule though is editing. I can't. Okay, the story, like when you're making videos, the story comes together in the video. I mean, in the edit. but it is the longest, most painstaking process that I don't have time for. And I loved it. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with it because it's where you could really flex your creative muscle. Like, that's where it comes together. It's just, it takes so damn long. Like, I don't have time for it. Like, if I had the money, I would hire someone to do it. Because I just don't, I literally don't have the time for it. That's why you see on my channel pretty low effort edits. And as much as, like, the wasted potential of Rick Grimes video is proof that good editing pays off. Theo is proof that good editing pays off. Ty Swell, Thrifty Typewriter. Those are examples of people who put a lot of time into their edits and it pays off. I wish I had more time to freaking do that, because, like, you look at a video of mine on the channel, like the wasted potential of Rick Grimes. It's my most successful video, like long form video, which is cool and all, but that took fucking weeks to edit. That took forever for me to edit. Just because I also don't edit in a retention style that much, or even like with that many cuts. So that took me a while to do in general. But then on top of that, my schedule is just way too long. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here, but yeah. So those are my thoughts, and that's how I do it. Telltales is pretty good. DNads, thank you for the question, by the way. Thank you, Theo. I really appreciate it. Facts, yeah, I can't stand editing. Me neither. I feel like The Ones Who Live shouldn't just be part of Season 11 instead of its own spin-off and replace a lot of Season 11. Yeah, I do agree with that. What's the most overrated TV show in your opinion? We'll come back to that in a second. Agreed, editing makes me want to gouge my eyes out with a spoon. It does. It's just so long, and like, the problem with it is, as much as I say, like, I want to hire someone to do it, it's so tough to do that because a lot of the edit is you. Like, when I'm talking to you like this is my personality. And I want that personality to be reflected in the edit too. So it makes it extremely difficult to pass off to someone, not because there's people, like, I once had a guy, Jackson, who edited a video great. And I love him. If he's watching this, I love you for doing it. My only concern of doing it with every video is that part of it is hard to, let me find a way to word this. It's not so easy to pass your ideas off unless you're like in a room with them, unless you want to do a lot of edits, which isn't fair for anyone involved. It's very hard to do that. But yeah. Editing is especially bad if you have a Sony Vegas, which yeah, I don't use that. I use I'm a big Final Cut freak. I fucking love Final Cut. I tried DaVinci Resolve. I use it on my PC when I have a PC, but I primarily edit on a Mac. And it's just I love Final Cut. It's so impressive that you managed to balance your videos with your job. Thank you. I've wanted to do YouTube my entire life, and the way I see it is no matter what I do, I'm doing this, like, and I want to make this work no matter what. This is like what I want to do. I love YouTube. I love content creation. I love talking in front of a camera. I don't ever want to give that up, and I'm not going to sacrifice a full-time job to do that. That's how I feel about it, and it's something I just never want to give up in my life. I want to see your thoughts on Dexter. I honestly think some of its worst writing decisions even rival The Walking Dead. I started Dexter once, and I just fully dropped off of it. I'm just being honest. For no real reason other than the fact that I watched it when I was relatively young, and I didn't like the idea of, it's going to sound pathetic, but I didn't like the idea of murder, which is ridiculous. So that's how young I was when I started watching Dexter. I need to get back into it because I haven't seen it in a very, very, very long time to know for sure like what it's like. But I heard the ending to the show is really bad. Like, that's something I've genuinely heard is extremely disappointing and how bad it is. Yeah. Let's see. Please don't roast me, guys. I edit on CapCut. I used Premiere Pro but changed over. No, I love CapCut too. I do use it on my iPad frequently. It's a great tool. How the hell do you edit your videos, by the way? And dude, your videos are like very solid. How do you edit them in CapCut? Not that that's a problem. It's just you make very good longer form videos. That's incredible. Do you use the desktop version? Because like I couldn't do that on my phone. If you could, that's amazing. I couldn't do that. Um, Top three favorite shows other than Fear the Walk, other than The Walking Dead: Better Call Saul, Succession. Better Call Saul, Succession, and I guess Breaking Bad. I'm going to be plain Jane. There's a lot I could have named there. Um, but I'm a big fan of Succession. I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad. And I'm a bigger fan of Succession, of Better Call Saul. Um, what do you think Rick's reaction to Negan being part of the community would be? I think he'd be very confused, but I don't think he'd be like, I'm gonna kill him. I think he'd be a little more understanding than a lot of people make it out to be. Dan's Reviews is reviewing Dexter right now, and he loves it. Yes, I've heard, and I do want to start it. The first 4 seasons of Dexter were perfect, bro, facts. Succession never clicked with me, and I was surprised because I really liked Mad Men. I've never seen Mad Men. I really, really want to see Mad Men. That's another one that I have not seen. I was just thinking about starting that show. I also really want to start the first season of... Oh, I'm drawing a blank now. Come on. The first season of True Detective. That's what I really want to see. Dude, Jerry, thanks for putting me on From. I started 3 to 4 days ago, and I'm on season 3, episode 5. Yeah, man, I don't want to toot my own horn for a second at all. That's not what I'm trying to do. But as soon as I finished watching the show, I was like, I need to get someone on the channel. Like, I feel like it was a perfect opportunity because the show's not very, very huge where it would be like, you know, I have to reach out to a publicist and whatever and all that shit, which... Quick little spoiler, I've reached out to Ross Marquand and a couple other Walking Dead guys to see if they'd ever come on the channel. To be determined, but I would love to get some Walking Dead guys on the channel too. I'm trying. I would love to get into more of that, like talking with creators of the show and things like that. So I'm trying, sending a lot of emails right now in my spare time. But yeah, that's why I jumped on the opportunity with From. I loved the show. And then I was like, you know what? It would be sick if I could get someone on. Thank God it was Avery Conrad. I haven't reached out to too many more, but I'm going to try to reach out to some more people to see if they could come on too. What is some of your favorite scenes from Succession? I don't want to give a spoiler away because it's a big spoiler, but in season 5, episode I think 3, something major happens on a boat and on a plane, and I loved that sequence. I loved the finale episode, especially the music at the end when Kendall is walking in Battery Park. Oh my God. There's a lot more there though. I'm just giving small things. I changed over just because CapCut was cheaper and I didn't see the point in paying $30 a month for Premiere. Yeah, Premiere's so fucking expensive, dude. Yeah, and I use the desktop version, yeah. D-Ned's From is my favorite show. McAvely Thadon, I don't know how to say that. Hey Jerry, I love your channel. I started watching in 2022 due to watching your video about it. I'm conflicted because it goes very slow and there's no progress of explanation on what's going on. Oh, you're talking about From? Yeah, but that's personally what I like about it. I like that it's like a mystery like that. Oh yeah, True Detective season 1 was something out of this world. I've heard that. I've heard it's still good. It just doesn't compare at all to the first season. But it's something I really want to watch. I've seen a lot of shows. I've still never finished Sopranos, even though I really want to finish Sopranos. So that's another thing. Hold on one sec. Let's see, I missed a lot here. Sorry guys, 1 second. When you go back and rewatch the episodes of From, you'll see the foreshadowing. I actually do want to really rewatch From. I haven't done it yet, but I really, really want to rewatch it. So that's probably what I'm going to do next is rewatch the show. Let's see. What is the perfect end to the Walking Dead Rick story? I think the comic version where he dies, personally. I saw Lost, but I never finished it. The music is amazing. Yeah, the music in Succession is amazing. And I'm not gonna lie, because I live in New York City, there's like a sentimental value for me in the show now. Like all the areas they're at, like where their office is, even like the ending in Battery Park, like there's just so much there that ties me into the world because it's places I'm at a lot. It's an interesting thing. Um, but let me see. He grows old and dies, then he becomes a walk. I could put you in contact with Lawrence Giller Jr., Bob Stuckey. I'm sure he'd love to do an interview with you, bro. Oh, that would be a good idea, actually. That'd be a really good idea. I loved him as Barksdale in The Wire too. Um, that'd be great. I mean, I would love that. Um, something happens on a boat, Boyd's boat, from reference. Um, well, I mean, I'm talking about Succession, but yes, Roman's breakdown was great too. Actor killed it. Yeah, Roman was a phenomenal character. I, man, I loved that show. I loved every bit of that show. I thought it was just so freaking good. Um, I loved all the fuck off. Big fan of that. It's just crazy to see. It really is just crazy to see that show. It's so fucking good. Um, let's see. Theo, honestly, that's crazy. Bob's actor commented on your vid like bro was a part of Peak Fiction. That's sick. Wait, did he really? I didn't know that. That's awesome. If you're saying we've had no revelations by season 3, I don't know what show you're watching. We had a lot of revelations, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. He's so nice as well. He reached out to me on Insta, such a humble guy. That's amazing. I didn't realize that. The music in Lost is the best music I've heard in a TV show. That's how I feel about Succession. Um, Theo, bro, you should do lives too. Have you seen Game of Thrones and what are your thoughts on it? Yes, I've actually made videos on it because I have a lot of thoughts on Game of Thrones. I personally think it would be the greatest show of all time if the season 7, 8 didn't end up like they did. Succession is underrated. Um, I personally think it's underrated. I did notice every single person who stumbles upon the tree in has some burden, relationship, loss, or misery. Yeah. What am I watching? You are watching a Q&A. If you don't like that, get out. Maybe you do. I don't know. Yeah, D-Nats, hopefully one day I'll do a live. Yeah, that would be sick, dude. Okay, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Ever. Like, I would put that shit on a pedestal as one of the best things I have ever seen in my life. Then season 7 and 8 happened, and I'm actually working on a video called the Wasted Potential of Jaime Lannister right now. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna do like a whole video about that in particular. Um, but the ending, I don't have a problem with anything the ending did in theory, except for a couple characters. Like, let me rephrase. I don't have a problem with the idea of Jon Snow going off with the wildlings. I don't have a problem with the idea of Daenerys becoming the Mad Queen. I actually think that's a great idea on paper. I don't have a problem with even something as simple as like Arya killing the Night King. Like I don't mind those things. I have a real problem with the concept that it was solely done to subvert expectations and nothing else. I think that's a fucking disgrace of storytelling, and I think the writers, Dumb and Dumber, clearly just wanted to get out of it and go make Star Wars. Like, that pisses me off to no end because they took what was a phenomenal show and just outright ruined every single bit of it. And it really is unfortunate, and ugh, every bit of it bothers me. Every bit of it pisses me the fuck off. I can't. It just bothers me so much. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Favorite film of all time? That's a good question. Favorite film of all time? Oh, my mind wants to go to 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I feel like that's very cliched. Honestly, I'm not like the world's biggest movie guy. Django Unchained is a favorite of mine. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's great. Um, there's a lot, to be honest, that I could think of that I really like. Let me turn on noise canceling. It should be on now. So there's a lot of things like that. Game of Thrones was my favorite show before it got bad. Yeah, no, same. Like, it had a serious spot for me for being one of the best shows I've ever seen. Like, no joke. It was that good. But then it literally just fell from grace. Have you guys seen that Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes, and Bryan Cranston have a new detective film coming out on Netflix, which looks pretty promising? No, but that's really cool. D&D wanted to rush the show. George said the show could have gone for like 12 more seasons. Dude, it easily could have, and it pisses me off to no end that it didn't. Because honestly, like, again, the overarching stories I enjoyed. I didn't have a problem with the idea of Daenerys becoming the Mad Queen. Like, I didn't have a problem with that. I just had a problem with the way it was executed. My sole biggest problem, like, of all of them, is Jaime Lannister. Jaime was my favorite character. I'm working on a video of this called The Wasted Potential of Jaime Lannister. But Jaime Lannister was the best character I've ever witnessed on screen. I loved Jaime Lannister. His story arc, going from this asshole, this bad person, to becoming one of the most honorable people in all of TV history, that redemption arc is so beautiful. For it just to end like, yeah, Cersei's hateful, and so am I. And like, to be honest, I never cared about them, innocent or otherwise. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Dumb and Dumber literally took the best written arc, better than Negan, like the best written arc of all time, and turned it into a complete piece of poop. Like a pure piece of poop. He was my favorite character in any show I've ever seen, and then they outright ruined him. It is the most disgraceful thing I've ever seen, and it pisses me off to no end. So yeah, that's really where I think Game of Thrones went wrong. But there's a lot of areas. It's getting late in the UK, but thanks for entertaining me, Jerry. I'll make sure to check my emails. Have a good night. Theo, good to see you all, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I love your shit, and I hope you have a great night. I'm not sure. I just saw it advertised the other day. Sorry. Night, guys. Good night, Theo. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Game of Thrones. I have a real problem with that. And by the way, for those of you guys who are in here, I have a treat coming your way. I have a video I am about to click upload on. So I'm not leaving right this second. I'm waiting for it to upload and I do all the stuff for it. It's called What AMC's The Walking Dead Did Right. So I'm going to talk about, because you guys have consistently, maybe not you guys in this chat, but you guys have, or a lot of people have been commenting lately how pessimistic and negative I am about The Walking Dead. And I understand that because I have been negative about The Walking Dead lately. It's absolutely true. But I still love The Walking Dead. So I wanted to make a video all about it. Like, yeah, exactly. Shane's an example. They did Shane right, and he's in the video. Like, I talk about that in the video. Jared, how do you manage to switch to different shows while maintaining decent views? I'm having problems with that currently. D-Nads, same. Dude, my Walking Dead videos are the only videos I make that actually do, like, really well. The From videos have done decent. Succession has done okay. But I think the only reason those ones did well were the timing of it. Like, I made a Succession video about my predictions for the finale 2 days before the finale aired. And that did well. That was it. And then, like, my Squid Game video was, like, my worst video I've ever made. Even my Avery Conrad clip did terrible. I was also surprised at how terrible that video did on YouTube. It did phenomenal on TikTok, so I don't really care that it didn't do well on YouTube. But the problem is, D-Nads, I think majority of the subscriber base for the channel, I'm just going to get serious on like a business thing real quick for everyone watching. The part of the problem with YouTube is, which isn't a real problem because I love it, but when you niche down, like for instance, you talk about The Walking Dead and you gain a subscriber base for The Walking Dead, there's nothing wrong with that. But as a content creator like you, like me, same sort of thing, we don't want to just talk about The Walking Dead. I don't. I'm not fucking doing that forever. I'm not just talking about The Walking Dead. I love the show, and it will be a primary focus on the channel. But the problem is when you want to branch out and you want to do other things, YouTube, of course, pushes your video out to your subscriber base first. And if your subscriber base first is Walking Dead only fans, and I said only fans, I didn't mean like that. I meant like fans of The Walking Dead only. The problem is they're not going to click a video about Squid Games. They're just not. Or they're not going to click a video about Dexter. Or they're not going to click a video about what's it called. If your primary base is The Walking Dead, you're going to get a small percentile of those people who watch Dexter. You're going to get a small percentile of those who watch From, etc., etc. YouTube takes that data of your subscriber base that watches your video and rates it. So essentially, if half of your subscriber base, or even a tenth of your subscriber base, watches your Dexter video, or I'm not pointing Dexter out I'm just talking out loud. Like, or let's say I start covering True Detective. If I make a video, but only 10% of my base has watched True Detective, YouTube is going to be like, okay, this video sucks. We're not going to suggest it to anyone. You could see it in the data. Like if the video starts out slow with your subscriber base, the impressions do not go out to people. The only way it does is if you make something that really stands out. Then sometimes YouTube's algorithm picks that up. But for the standard video, it doesn't. It just goes out to your base, and that's what happens. So it really sucks. I'm not going to lie, it really sucks because I don't want to just talk about The Walking Dead. But also, the way I kind of look at it is it's an opportunity to also take your talents that you already have and point them in another direction on maybe a different channel. Like this, the way I look at it is The Walking Dead. This is like not. I don't want to call it a Walking Dead channel, but I mean, it's obvious. It's pretty much a Walking Dead channel, right? This is where I'm going to talk about that show primarily. If I want to talk about movies, I might do that on a different channel. If I want to talk about gaming, I'm not going to do that on this channel because literally no one will watch it. Things like that. But yeah, I just went off on a bit of a tangent. But yeah, it is really annoying, dude. The complete 180 of Negan's redemption arc is what really, sorry, From isn't anywhere near as popular as The Walking Dead. That's 100% true. Most people who watch your videos are people who like The Walking Dead because you talk about it a lot. That is true. Have you seen the first season of True Detective? No, I haven't. We were just talking about that. I would love to see it. I just haven't yet. Exactly, bro. I got my first ever semi-viral video from a video about Dexter. The rest I do about Dexter do pretty good, but fuck, I'm tired of talking about that show. I want to do so many other things. I feel you. Same. Um, um, I like to see The Walking Dead show like the comics done and aired on Netflix, for example, the last Airbender movie back in. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Hey man, Dexter goes hard, and I feel like the Dexter is underrated enough and not covered enough. You could bring another audience in. People search Dexter content because it's less mainstream, in my opinion. That's true, but the thing is, respectfully, I agree. But I also think that's the case for any show. There's a big audience on YouTube for a lot of shows. Breaking Bad is a big one. But the one thing I will say is shows like Dexter, Lost, Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead, and Game of Thrones are ones that seem pretty exclusively to have very, very big fandoms. Maybe From too. And I could be wrong. Maybe it's just my algorithm that points me that way. But I feel like those shows stand out amongst other shows in terms of how it works on YouTube and like what people search. So I don't know. I feel like Dexter might be a little different than a show like From, but I don't know. But From also does have a pretty big online YouTube community. I'm asking this for Otto. Have you seen True Detective season 1? No, I haven't. Not yet, but I do want to see it. Have you thought about checking out The Penguin? It's honestly amazing. Yes, I really want to start Penguin. I just haven't yet. I was just talking to my coworkers today about that. I really want to see Penguin. It's just I haven't gotten around to it yet. My focus was on From, and I still plan on making a lot of videos on From, and I haven't even finished that yet. But man, I heard Penguin was amazing, and I really do want to see it. I'm not really a big superhero person, but I heard that doesn't matter at all because it's not really a superhero show. It's about the mafia guy, and it's more of like a Sopranos, but not a Sopranos, if that makes any sense. Um, how did I manage to get an interview with Avery Conrad? After I finished watching, the show, I noticed there was a couple YouTubers doing interviews with the cast, and I went online to try to find their talent agents for a lot of the cast, and I just emailed all the talent agents, introduced my channel, things like that, said, hey, um, I review shows, I talk about analysis, blah blah blah. I would love to have X person on the show. So I did that for Avery Conrad. I did that for David Alpay, who plays Jade. I did that for Victor's actor, whose name is escaping me off the top of my head, and I did it for Ricky Hay, who plays Kenny. So far, I'm also reaching out to others too, but I emailed them. They all answered, which was cool. But either they were done doing interviews for the season, or their schedules were too busy, so we couldn't do it. The only one who so far answered was Avery Conrad. And I never, here's an interesting fact, I didn't talk to her ever throughout the process. I talked only to her talent agent. So her coming into my it wasn't a Zoom, it was an Ecamm, but her coming into my stream before we filmed was the first time I had spoke to her. So it was very, very, very weird. And I'm wondering if I came across nervous. I hope I didn't. But it was very weird to go from just communicating with talent agents to seeing an actress whose character I fucking love on screen and having to interview them. It was very weird. I was like, hi. Like, I literally didn't know what to do. I'm not lying. It was honestly, I kind of feel bad because I feel like I made it really awkward in the beginning. I was literally just like, hi, Avery. Thanks for joining. You ready to start? Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't say that. I was like, hi, like, before we start, if you have any questions, like, if you want me to cut anything, let me know. But no, it wasn't paid or anything. Like, there was no paid aspect to it. I just think, quite frankly, they're trying to expose the show to a bigger audience right now, and they know going on smaller channels would work better. So yeah, she was very, very nice. But I kind of blacked out. I don't frequently get nervous or anything like that when it comes to content. I'm not one to get like that shit doesn't bother me. But I was exceptionally nervous for this because I knew I had a limited time. I had to make sure the recording aspects were right. Like, the last thing I wanted was to fuck up the recording or like have a corrupted file. That was a big fear of mine. So that made me nervous. And then also because I didn't talk to her at all before, which is totally fine, but because I didn't talk to her at all before, her coming on like right before I started asking questions, I was like, and my girlfriend was in the other room, so like I had the whole I'm better when I'm alone recording personally. So like that was in my head. I'm like, oh my god, she's hearing everything I'm saying, like, which is ridiculous because I make content. But there was a lot going on in my head, so I kind of blacked out during the interview, and I had to cut out. I noticed in my edit after every question, and it didn't make it in the actual cut. After every question, I literally said, "That's amazing." Like, and it just bothered me really bad. So I cut out a lot of them in the actual final cut of the video. But she was very, very nice. So I'm glad. I'm very happy that that worked out. It was honestly, again, not to toot my own horn, but it was really surreal that that happened. For me, like I still can't believe that happened. Um, you did a pretty good job, and we all knew it was your first celebrity interview. Yeah, thank you very much. Um, but yeah, then right after I ended the recording, I was like, "Thank you," and we just kind of ended the call. Like, there was no, pretty much what you saw was what you got because there was only like literally less than a minute of conversation before I started recording, which is bad, and I feel bad. I wish I, you know, made her feel a little more comfortable before. But that's the whole point of doing this, to be honest, is Sorry, I'm chewing. The whole point of doing this is to get out of my comfort zone and then to go forward and try to do more. You're never gonna get good at it if you don't try. That's the way I look at it. So yeah. Um, yeah. Baby, let me do it. Take the time, do it right. I have to confess, I miss Yippee Fear the Walking Dead rants so much. I want to go back and rewatch the old ones. Yeah. Um, I'll tell you what, you will get them 100% if Dead City they have Maggie and Negan kissing. Your Fear the Walking Dead rants are entertaining. Thank you. I'm trying to get people from The Walking. I would love to get Chandler Riggs on the channel. That's tough. I can't even find his talent agents. Um, I would love to have him on and talk. Straight nosedive. Um, Frankie, Merry Christmas, man. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to your family too. It's good to see you in here. Still trying to get Scotty G to do an interview with us. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Good to see you, man. What's the video you're most proud of other than the wasted potential of Rick Grimes, even if the video got bad views? Oh, that's a good question. Believe it or not, okay, I'll give two answers here. My first video that I'm the most proud of is a video that isn't even on this channel. It's my most successful video to date. But I'm very proud of it. It's on Jerry's Takes Plus. It is what Walt Disney World was like on 9/11, because when I was 4 years old during 9/11 and I was there, so I explained what I remember of it and my parents' account of that story. And I posted it on the channel, and it has almost 2 million views. It's the best video in terms of numbers I've ever made. Not that that matters, but I'm most proud of that in general because that story means a lot to me. And it's cool to see that that story meant a lot to a lot of people. And the comments have, no joke, made me cry a little bit because hearing other people who were there and all of that stuff was wild. So that is the one I'm most proud of on in general. And then I think the other one that I'm most proud of, I'm trying to think, is the Rise and Fall of Fear the Walking Dead video. I don't think it's my best video ever made in terms of like the edit, not the acting, the edit, the story, blah blah blah. But it's one that I felt very strongly about, and I'm glad I made. The Wasted Potential of Rick Grimes is not one I'm most proud. I mean, I am most proud of it, but that was a rigorous edit for me, to be honest with you. And I have a ton of videos like that I'm working on that are just I'm putting off because the edits are long. But yeah. I'd have to say those. Tales of the Walking Dead is how is it? Is it good? Seems interesting. No, it's not good. It could be good, but it's not good. Your Carl rant was the first video I saw of yours, and I loved seeing your passion. I was actually very proud of that video. That video is almost 2 years old now. I recorded that on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. And here I am. I don't even know why Dead City exists. I know. Hold on, I gotta type something really quickly. Do you focus on working on one video at a time, or do you multiple videos at the same time, editing one or the other? It depends. I have a Notion board. I'll show it to you. I have a Notion board that I use to make my videos. This is it. I'm gonna share this with you. All my ideas go into this board. They all go here. I have like an ideas tab that I use, and this is where all my ideas come into play. Ones that I'm serious about and like writing, I put in here. Ones that I've already written are down in here. And then I have like a production tab of things that I'm working on. These are the ones I'm working on right now. And then I have a completed tab. And this is where my ideas live. However, I don't film in any particular order. Some days, what'll happen is one video on this list, I will, two things happen. One day a video on this list just pops in my head and I'm like, I want to record this day. And it's just in my mind, like, and I can't get it out of my mind. So I come home from work and record it. That's one thing that happens. Another thing that happens is two, a video that I'm writing, I get so fixated on mentally that I'm like, fuck the script. I'm just going to talk into the camera. That happens very frequently. And then three is videos that I want to make because I like the idea, but I'm not really like, this is the hard part of YouTube. There's a lot of videos I want to make because I know they'd be fun to talk about. I know as far as like from a business perspective, they would do decent, things like that. But I'm not like extremely passionate in creating. For those, I go through the script writing process and like do a full script because that's when I start to gain more passion in it, but it's a slower burn, if that makes any sense. Usually, like the video I'm about to upload, the idea is just in my head all day, it's radiating and I need to get it out. Those videos aren't scripted, they happen frequently, and I like to attribute the channel's success to videos like that because I think that's where the passion comes from. And I never want to change that. If something is in my head and I want to talk about it, nothing's stopping me from recording and publishing. Nothing. So that's kind of how I work. Even though I have a very, very rigorous back end, I guess you could say, of like how I come up with the videos. Usually it comes from the heart when it comes out. Hey Jerry, I just got out of watching Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Are you into those movies? If so, thoughts on Sonic 3? I've actually never seen it. How do you find writing scripts? Sometimes it feels like a homework assignment for me personally. Same. That's why I'm saying the ideas that I'm like not the most passionate in, but I know I want to make, are usually the ones I script because I can't get them out in one take just talking to a camera, and they require a little bit more time. Sometimes what I'll do, and I'll be completely honest about this, is take my idea and flesh it out fully in terms of an outline, but I'll have what's the name of it? Subscriber is the name of it. It's an AI script writing tool that isn't just like, hey, ChatGPT, write me a script. It is a very, very rigorous prompt tool where you put your idea in and then you just continue like with a magnifying glass, adding prompts for each little section of the video, each introduction. Essentially what it does is it takes your outline, gives you ideas, then you like continue on a track down those ideas until they're incrementally done right. So it's basically like you writing it. It's really not like AI. I don't know if I explained it well, but I put my ideas through there sometimes because they help get some of the ideas out on paper. And I actually just started recently for those using a teleprompter. It's not necessary, and for the 2 years that I had this channel, I didn't use this. But where this really comes in handy for me is the hooks of the video, the first 30 seconds of the video. I want those to be down pat. Those are ones that I want to get out. This helps me do it. It helps me stay on track. And for the videos that are scripted, which I've only made like 4 on the channel now that are, but for those videos in particular, that's a big help to me. So that's how I do it. Jerry's reading off of a teleprompter. This is the exact moment Jerry became Joe Biden. Bravo, Vince. I will be honest, I only use it for scripted videos and intros. I don't use it, like the video I'm about to publish, prime example. The introduction, and I'll show you even, because I have it on Microsoft Word, just so you guys see. The video that I'm literally about to click publish on once I go out of this stream, this is the only script, the introduction. That's it. I just have this. So let's jump right in. Once that cuts, it's just me talking about some talking points. And for a perfect example of how I work, which again, it's not always so methodical, This script, this is literally all I have, but I managed to make a 15-minute, 60-minute, practically minute video where I didn't even finish the talking points. Because this is a prime example of a video that I wanted to make, but I didn't give a fuck about the script. I just wanted to get out the introduction and then go from there. And that happens frequently. That happens 97% of the videos I make. Yeah. But yes, you are right. I'm becoming Joe Biden. Here's the thing, folks. That's my really bad Joe Biden impression. Hey, I got hairy legs. I don't know. Okay, that's all I got. I need to add the tags to this video. That's pretty impressive that you're able to talk in front of a camera without a script. Thank you very much. I appreciate. I just don't, sometimes I like the scripts because I think they tell a better story, and I do think wholeheartedly, I think it's evident with people like Theo, Ty Swell, Typewriter. They have clearly written out good videos, and I don't mean that in a bad way. They have very good written out, thorough videos with a lot of edits. Those get views because that's hard work. I feel like I'm not putting hard work into my videos. I have ideas and I script out some of them, but I could only speak with certainty that there's been only like 4 that I've made that have been like hard work with a full script, with a very long edit of like retention editing style, things like that. And I'm not really proud that that's how it's gone. I'll be honest with you. But it's just the reality of it. Yeah, let me finish this. While I frequently talk about the bad things, there are also many things that, this is what I'm doing right now if you guys want to see. I am in the process of writing out, I'll show you guys what I do and how I upload the video too while we're at it. What AMC's The Walking Dead did better than the comics. While I frequently talk about the bad things, there are also many things that AMC did right with The Walking Dead. In this video, we are going to go over the things that I think The Walking Dead did better than the comics. All right, The Walking Dead. Now let's add some tags. Walking Dead. This is an annoying problem where my channels don't go in there. Hey, Jerry, Gamer Gamut, what's up, man? How are you? What's up, guys? Jerry's Talks. All right, this is all in there. X gonna give it to you. They gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Let's add some. Good, man. Do putting tags in the description actually do anything? No. The description matters more because it's SEO a little bit, but not really. I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. I do like to put tags, though. Even though it doesn't do anything, I like to put tags. All right, let me switch back because now I have that. I'm going to get off of here in 2 minutes so I could upload this video. Also, I have a question. I think you know what I'm about to ask. No, I haven't seen The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it yet, but I do need to see it. I know. I'm telling you, the fact that I remembered it tells me I know, and I got to watch it. What AMC's The Walking Dead did better than the comics? Double Boom. Have you seen Peaky Blinders? No, I haven't. I heard it was really good, but I haven't. That's fine. I love that you remember. Thank you. Dude has been too busy watching From. That is facts. I have been. Okay, add suitability. Just recently got my monetization back on, thank God. Bro, how does it feel to be finally monetized? I was just, yeah, it feels good. It feels like a breath of fresh air, I'll be honest with you. It feels like I could fucking breathe again, I'll tell you that much, because it was very annoying putting a lot of these work into videos and not getting any ad revenue from it, I'll be honest with you. So it does feel good to be done with it. Gamer Gamut, I have a request. Tell me about it. Unstop says, what's your favorite Salamanca of the Salamanca family? That's easy. Lalo. Jerry IDK, if you played Left 4 Dead 2, did you know Chad Coleman, aka Tyrese voice? No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that actually, but I haven't played the game, to be honest with you. We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you. All right. I'm about to upload this video. Have you ever played Last of Us Part 1 and 2? I started to play Part 1, but I honestly never finished it. It'd be nice if I finished it. I just never got around to doing it. But yeah, that'd be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older and we wouldn't have to wait so long? Let's see. Last of Us is a masterpiece. Last of Us Part 2 sucks. Yeah, that's true. I liked Last of Us Part 2 though, personally. And I can't wait for season 2 of The Last of Us. So, yeah. Okay, guys, I am going to wrap this up right now because I am clicking upload as we speak on my video what AMC's The Walking Dead did right. So if you want to join me there, I'm literally clicking publish right now. So in the next minute, you will see the video up there. So yes, go check out the video. I'm posting it right now. So in 3, 2, 1, go check it out. Thank you all for coming.